So, right there, right there, in this big tent, that's where I'm gonna be graduating. Scarily soon. I kinda wanted to talk about that today. It's not gonna work. I'm like a lot of people where I like to think of life as happening in stages or chapters. If I had to describe my life as happening in chapters, the first chapter would probably be from the moment I was born until like the middle of high school. I think like middle of freshman year, sophomore year, somewhere around there. For that first portion of my life, I didn't really have terribly many friends because I didn't really have the confidence to make friends. And I hated academics and anything learning like that because I didn't really know where I was going. I would say that the first chapter of my life, more than anything, was categorized by a lack of confidence on my part. I didn't really know who I was or who I wanted to be. I was trying to fit in with a lot of people, and I think that came off as ingenuine. It's not like I had a terrible childhood or anything. I had a fine childhood. I was just in a lot of therapies. I had regular therapy, and I had speech therapy and occupational therapy and social skills group therapy. I just had a lot of different things going on. And the kind of thing that really was consistent throughout all of that was my lack of confidence in myself. This is one of the cooler spots on this campus, in my opinion. You can just kind of come up here, and I always like to dangle my feet off of it, like this. People walking over here don't really know how you got up here. They just think you're dangling off, so it always causes people to do double takes. You can come up here, you can do homework. It's a great spot. If that first period of my life was me not having confidence in myself, that second period of my life was me realizing that I could have confidence in myself, and that doing so and kind of being confident regardless of whether I had any reason to be or whether I actually believed it paid off in almost every area of my life. It was definitely an upward trajectory from there. One of the weirdest things about being on campus right now is that everyone who is not a senior is pretty much gone. So since most of us live off campus, it's kind of empty. Like we're waiting for this big thing to happen, this graduation thing to happen, and I know that like really soon the whole campus is going to be flooded with like everyone's family and everyone's friends and everyone and all of that. But right now it's just like so quiet and empty, except for the squirrels. We do have a lot of squirrels. Maybe one of you watching could explain to me how at the fire pit that we have on campus, we got a bunch of clamshells just sitting here on the ground. These are a little ways from home, but I appreciate the nature nonetheless. I think that when I got to college, or when I graduated high school and I came to college, I had this idea that that was me starting a new chapter in my life. And I think, like on some level it is, you know what I mean? Like on some level it was me starting a new phase of my life, but in hindsight, like in the real big picture, I think I'm still in that second part. I feel like I'm still in that second chapter in which I'm still kind of growing like this, trying to figure out who I am. And it feels like for a while I've been like getting ready to jump and to like take a leap into something. I don't know what that is, and it could be the third chapter of my life, but I don't know. I thought that I was there. I thought that college was a new phase, but I think I might still be in that second one, which is why I wanted to make this video, because I think that it's easy to look at graduations as the starting and ending of something, because it's the starting and ending of my college experience, and I've loved my college experience and I value it tremendously. But I think it'd be too easy to say that I was starting a new phase of my life right now. I think we like to believe that big events correlate to big chapters in our lives, starting and ending, but the last big shift in my life wasn't defined by some event. It wasn't defined by me graduating high school. It was defined by the fact that even though I didn't realize it, I was feeling confidence in myself for the first time. And that's something that I could only really realize in hindsight. And that's why I really don't know how to feel about my graduation. Like, I want to say that it's the start of a new chapter and the end of a great chapter in my life, but for all I know, I could be in the middle of one. I'm not saying that graduating doesn't feel like a big deal to me, because it does. I just feel like I'm in the middle of something larger going on, and I feel like this is a step in figuring out what that is. And that's why I want to celebrate me graduating for what it is. When I walk across that stage in a little bit, I wish that I could tell you that I feel like an adult, and that I feel like more of an adult than I did before I walk across that stage. But in reality, I feel the most like that kid from the first chapter of his life that was struggling a lot to be confident. And that's really where the accomplishment hits home. So with all of that being said, whether the last 4 years was the beginning of a chapter, or whether this is the end of the chapter, or whether I've just been in the middle of a chapter the whole time, it's been an amazing 4 years, and I've enjoyed every single part of it. But I can't wait to move on to what's next. With all of that being said, time to go graduate. We're graduating. We're putting this old boy on this side.
Yeah.
Just like that. Do you think it looks good?
Yeah.